Hola, podcast listeners. Welcome back. Episode 2 of the Almost Famous series. We have our housemates on, Rob and Kev, a guest on his own show. I'm just sitting here editing it up in the morning, looking at a nice sunrise over this beautiful city. And we had a lot of fun just reminiscing. We did the same podcast 2 years ago in our old house. And now we're in this new house. And we got new... I don't know, a lot of new things on the go. So enjoy the catch up, and catch you next week. I'm almost famous. Chill out, mom, I'm doing it my own way. I'm almost famous. I'll freak off, dad, I'll make my money someday.
Today's guest is Robbie.
Yeah, I'm pretty much gonna do that in the intro. I mean, I guess I could start by razzing him on that. Like we could start with that. And then we could do a bit of a flashback. We'll freestyle it like we always do.
Jeff and Jonah.
You like Jeff and Jonah? You're fucking Jonah, buddy.
I don't know if I can take it.
You're Jonah, buddy. Because this is my show now, Rob.
Yeah.
You're a guest on Almost Famous. Producer Kev still got his same job. So you're a guest on your own show, man. How does it feel? How do you like the improvements? I improved the whole environment. You know, I got a new theme song.
It's pretty nice. I don't know, like, the environment's good. Paid for those lights. These are my mics. Still paying for part of the show. Mm-hmm. So, I guess I'm still kind of...
You're more of a financier. I like to look at
like
you.
He's an executive producer.
Like, you know in Wayne's World, when they get picked up by the network and like the people that the sponsor is like in the booth, like making directions, and like they're down there like basically saying like, fuck you. Like that's going to be the vibe on this show.
I like Rob is the man.
Yeah, Rob is the man now. Like the guy's got a straight up job.
Yo, I'm working finance. I've never
Isn't it insurance?
Yeah, but it's like a finance.
You're the man.
I'd say it's categorized under finance,
and that's why you're off the show, because this is for artists.
Insurance, yeah.
You and Miss Mullins are the man, and you're off the show.
Miss Mullins, yeah.
So how does it feel? Like I had some questions. Like you don't have to do any, you have to worry about any of the work, any of the promo. I mean,
honestly, I haven't, for better or for worse, I haven't missed it that much, and I kind of like this dynamic.
This new dynamic?
Yeah, not having to think about it, if I'm being fully transparent.
So we had this chat for a while. That's why we came to this conclusion. Yeah. Robbie hasn't been liking the pod. It's always been probably more my thing, at least in terms of like effort and editing and like, but I took it on. Mm-hmm. But I was gonna, is that my package?
Fuck.
Anyway.
Someone
just walked in the door.
So this is what I was gonna ask you though.
Yeah.
So yeah, I took it on. Kind of like my thing now. That's why you're going to be a guest the odd times. Like same as Kev, just like pop on when it's convenient, and I'm going to take on. It's pretty much no different for me, except I'm going to go like above and beyond now and like get the guests and like do all that shit. But I was going to say my next question is like, what if, because it's totally possible that under my direction the podcast blows up. I'm just saying, like, what if I start my process orientation just starts flowing. Yeah. Now everyone's like, oh, I want to get on this podcast, and it's like, tell me on a scale of like 1 to hurt how you're feeling.
You're asking if I'm gonna come crawling back to Papa?
No. I'm asking like if you're gonna like how like you're gonna be like too. Is your ego gonna be hurt? You're gonna be like too proud, like fuck whatever. Like I'm gonna do my own thing, or like are you gonna be like try to slink back on? Like what are you thinking?
No, honestly, I actually thought about this because we briefly spoke about this. Like the question was posed, if the podcast was doing well, would I still not have as much interest as I was having at the time? And I thought about it for a second. I was like, probably. I don't know. I'm just not
a podcast guy.
I don't know if I'm not a podcast guy. I don't want to put my energy elsewhere. So
I got you.
Maybe, I don't know. Maybe honestly, I'm a bad I'm bad at feeling something that I haven't felt, or like trying to feel something that I haven't felt. You know what I mean? Like thinking about that ahead, being how I would actually feel about it. But
No,
time will tell.
Time will tell, and I feel better about it too for some reason. So whatever it is,
Yeah.
I feel better. I feel better that you're not a part of it than me like dragging you to be a part of something I'm interested in.
Mm-hmm.
I feel motivated, energized. Like it's a cool, fun project for me now. You'll find whatever your kind of thing is that will be your contribution, and we'll get into that. I had originally was gonna like go down that path, like, what are you thinking? Like, what's that vibe? Because you're a guest, but Kev, the man, the myth, the legend. Oh fuck! I saw a video today about it was like things to like what to say in the office, and it was just like training a new employee, and it's like, okay, like you walk in the break room, you see another employee, what do you say? And like the new employee's like, like, hey, how's it going? They're like, pff. Like, no. When you walk in the break room, you hit me with the man, the myth, the legend. It was like teaching like cheesy office talk. It's like when they ask you how you're doing, what are you saying? What are you saying? They ask you how you do in the office, Rob.
Another day, another dollar.
That's great. Kev, what are you saying?
Just give the finger guns.
That's close. Living the dream.
Yeah.
And I think the other one was what Rob said.
Was it?
Yeah.
Nice.
So I was like, absolutely
Bonus
nailed it.
points.
Anyway, so yeah, Kev hopped on the pod, and so we'll bring it back to this is like flashback kind of.
Mm-hmm.
We're in a new pad. Kevin was our first guest
At Raglan,
our old house. We were sitting on the floor on a new carpet, very similar to this carpet, in fact, just smaller. We ordered pizza, and we had all the promise in the world of three, not that young, but kind of youngish men. And we thought in Raglan we were gonna conquer the world. I remember feeling that. I was like,
it was right around this time also, because
it was 2 years ago.
Kev had just turned 30.
He was
in Mexico.
No, like it was. We moved in January or February.
It was February or February 1st, I guess. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Cabo. You were in Cabo.
Cabo.
Yeah.
You just turned 30.
Mm-hmm.
You'd become Cabo Kev.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because you went to Cabo for your 30th. Now your name is, like, I'd love to. I'll just refresh the listeners. Kevin is one of those names where you can just add things all around it. Let me see what we got here for.
One of those guys who are gonna just keep adding names to him.
Yeah, 100%. That's let's
so
flip
many
your
of those
contact
guys.
card here.
Classic.
It hasn't really developed in a while, so I'd like to add something to it. But yeah, producer Kevin, Cabo, closet, hot deli, Sauvignon LeBlanc.
The hot deli gets me.
Yeah, yeah, dude, you're turning 32 tomorrow.
Yeah.
Happy birthday!
Thanks.
For all intensive.
Happy early birthday, yeah.
Was it all intents and purposes? All intensive purposes? All intents?
Intense. I think they meant intense.
Like in like teepees?
Yeah.
For all in teepees
Camping.
and purposes, by the time this gets out, it'll be your birthday.
Mm-hmm.
So happy birthday and welcome back. And
are we staying up? Staying up tonight?
Till 12?
10. 9.
No, last time I did
It'd be
that.
a late night.
Last time I did that for my girlfriend, I got dumped. So it's bad luck. All right.
I won't dump you, Trav.
You won't?
No.
I don't know. You kind of changed now that you got a job too. Everyone's
Well,
kind of,
well, at
everyone's a
least-
little bit, you guys are like, something a little different about you guys. I don't know.
Mhm.
At least you've wished happy birthday in advance, so you don't like leave it all day tomorrow.
That's what I did with
You
my
better
ex
not go
too.
golfing and
I just went golfing. I golfed all day.
Then I will break
didn't
up with
call until 8 p.m. and it cost me a relationship. It's not funny, okay? It's real life. You guys
cut that out.
cut that out. No, I'm just kidding. It's a sad truth, but so Kev, sitting in this new place, what's different?
We're on the fucking ground anymore. That's what's
We're not on the ground. We're
Sick
sitting on the
couch.
couch.
Yeah, we're in an unreal place now. We were like, yeah, Raglan was great. We were there like a year too long, like thanks to COVID essentially. But
Yeah, we got
also thanks to COVID, we got this really sweet place that is out of our price range. But
You know what's kind of funny about it? It's like, wow, it's like we're in this sick new place now and stuff. Like you know, they must have like really like upped themselves.
Yeah,
from those,
we
like,
must
from
be
that
making
period,
big money now.
from that period at Raglan. And it's like, no, just decided to spend more money and like.
Yeah, we're just spending more. We're not earning anymore.
I really gotta hand it to you guys though, because I would have settled so many like there's always opportunities for us to kind of like, you know, there's like those games where it's like the thing just keeps going up and you're like oh, they're gonna push it too far, they're gonna lose it all, and it's like so many times it's just gonna be like, no, I'm good here. And you're like, no, we're gonna go higher.
Oh yeah.
And then this is what we got from just for like pushing it.
Buddy, I
I'm
would have gone one tier higher. No, I'm at my absolute limit. I'm terrified of my rent. Like it actually, it keeps me up a little bit at night. I'm like, so for the listeners, we moved into this really nice pad. We got our total rent reduced because of COVID to still higher than any other place we were looking at.
Mm-hmm.
Like still higher than even the most expensive place we looked at last year that we thought was our dream pad. It still is the one that got away.
In the West End?
No, in Yorkville.
Oh, that was the dream spot. That's the only place looking back that would have been comparable.
But
it was a condo.
No. The house.
Yeah, the
That
one
one.
you missed it the one
And
day.
it was
the house.
cheaper than this, and it had 4 bedrooms
All equal size.
and a furnished basement and a garage, whereas this has unfurnished. It has just a long garage.
And that was a semi, right?
It was just a semi-detached, so not like a row of townhomes. But I did drive by it the other day, and first of all, we'll see how the sound situation is here, because if it's well insulated, then I'm very happy. You know, a lot of those semi-detached homes, the sound can really travel.
Mm-hmm.
Also, it's right on the corner, and I was driving by it the other day, and that driveway would have been a nightmare. Not that I'm going many places, but like getting in and out of that like slanty down deep and like, and then coming out to a busy corner with tons of traffic. Right now, we got our own fucking laneway. I've never seen a car in it. I don't even know if other people use that road.
Ping pong table back there though.
Yeah, there's someone's ping pong table back there. It's so unused.
Probably beer pong.
And like just like no compromises at all with this place. So as much as the other place had like that furnished basement that I was like, oh, maybe I'll throw a studio in that. We got a studio going in upstairs. So it's really just like.
This area is much better too, I think.
I think this area is much better.
Yeah.
The other one was huge though.
It was massive.
And it had a backyard. You know what? I
think both areas, because we were right next to Yorkville in that other spot. Or that place was right next to Yorkville, so it would have been both had.
And it went for under what we offered.
Yeah.
So it's like probably it was like super cheap too.
Yeah.
They're just not into single guys.
For real. And then COVID hits.
Yeah.
And you know that just
I hope that
wipes
couple,
the slate clean.
I hope that couple moved out.
Yeah.
I hope they moved. I hope they broke up and just fucking moved out.
Hope they defaulted on their rent.
Yeah. Lost both their jobs. No, I'm just.
I was like just finding this place. Remember, the guy who showed us, like, he's like, oh, I apologize for the mess. Like, this couple just like broke up and just like left all this stuff here, and we're like, oh yeah, that's too bad. Like
it's what happens.
Yeah.
We said it the whole time. We're like, listen, we're just 3 guys. We're very stable. We'll be here for at least a couple years, and we're clean. We're respectful. We did get a noise complaint right off the rip.
Noise complaint.
But I mean, since then,
But like,
it's just we're learning. It wasn't that loud either. Like,
I'm so nervous to like I've been hanging some stuff. I'm so nervous to like hammer in something.
I know, dude. I was walking on eggshells for the first week when we had no furniture and I was here alone, and I thought the walls were made of paper because of the noise complaint. I wouldn't even fart because I'm like, could they hear that? Like it would echo off all the walls. It'd be like it'd just echo through the entire house.
I've been shoving nails into the wall.
I know, I can hear. I'm like, what? How many things do you need to hang?
Well, sorry that I didn't just move a bed into my room and call it a day.
Call it a day.
My room is an office.
But you could, you've got your own area for bedroom as well.
I've shoved it into the corner. It is going to be literally nothing. There'll be almost nothing I can put in there. You guys made your rooms living spaces. I don't care about that. I want all the working space. I want maximize working space. You can hang your little decorative shelf and maybe put a little fucking KY jelly on there or a dildo, whatever you need to hang up. I'm going to live in an unfurnished corner of the room with a black curtain across it. And then once you go through the curtain, work paradise. Fucking LEDs, soundproofing, carpet, art, studio desk. I'm just going to sit in there. Maybe I'll get one of those fucking, those producer balls that they use instead of a mouse. Like those, they roll that ball. You know what I'm talking about? You've seen it? Yeah. I'm going to go full Post Malone. He lived in his closet and he turned his room into a studio.
You
know?
Yeah. You could do that. Your closet is huge.
I could actually could do that.
If you wanted to live that fantasy, you could legit.
Yeah, and I'm just joking. I'll put some posters and some art around my bed. I don't know if I'll get a dresser or something, but I'm going to put something to put a TV on in front of the bed, but then I will put a curtain right behind it. But I probably won't really hang anything. I'll use those sticky strips to put the shit up. And then I'll use the closet for everything else. But I'm just joking. You also just are you wear these shoes in the house and you're a heel walker and it's just
in a toe tapper.
And a toe tapper and a mouth breather and a fucking
what, my Birkenstocks?
Yeah, you wear Birkenstocks. It just sounds like you're wearing clogs. You and your girlfriend, God bless her, your 90-something pound girlfriend.
Yeah.
She walks harder than you walk. I'm like, is that, who the fuck is it? Is there The Rock, Dwayne The Rock Johnson in our house?
Yeah.
She walks like she's trying to get shin splints. You know what I mean?
Never noticed that. I'll have to listen for it.
We're different. We have different sensitivities. You don't noise. Noise doesn't really I ran the dryer when you were going to bed the other night, and you were didn't bother me. I could hear it. It was bugging me, rooms away.
You know what? The one thing though that does bug me is snoring. But other than that, people are gotta close the blinds. I don't want the light coming in the morning, or the washer and dryer on at night stuff. I could literally care less. Doesn't faze me. I'll just sheets.
But
that is a new thing too. We're all in bed pretty early here.
Yeah.
I think it was always a thing for Rob, but
oh yeah.
that didn't change.
Rob was on borrowed time. You know what? I'll give it to you though. You stayed up the other night when we were watching TV past 10. We were watching.
It was 10, 11 maybe.
Whatever it was, it looked like you had just been through Hell Week with the Navy SEALs or the Marines or whatever. You were sitting there on the couch. Your eyes were so red, and you were just trying to. You were just trying to stay awake.
Yeah.
It couldn't have looked like you were trying harder. It's a grind for you. I get it. Just a morning guy.
I'm kind of a morning guy. I used to be a night guy, and then I just
you switched. You flipped the script.
Yeah, wanted to squeeze more out of the day. So
well, I'm doing the same,
mm-hmm.
and I have been going to bed by 11 pretty much every night, and I'm getting up at 6, and I napped today because I also had to have a beer with an audition in the morning. That's
did
a
you
funny
have
story.
to do that?
Yeah. So, I did a virtual a Zoom audition this morning, and the concept was drink beer and eat wings, and they leave it so vague in the descriptions of what to do, but they're the whole concept of the commercial is you're in sports gear, you're drinking beer, and you're eating wings.
Too bad you didn't have those wings.
I did have the wings.
Oh, did you? They were left over?
I had the leftover wings. Yeah, so I had wings and fries. I had exactly what they needed.
Oh, I didn't know you did that. Okay.
This is what they said in the instructions. Bring your drink of choice. That's it. Not non-alcoholic or
When did you get this?
last night.
Last night.
They come in so last minute sometimes.
And then when do you have to have it back by?
No, it was a Zoom audition. So it was live.
Oh, true.
That's the part that really weirds me out.
It-
Because I understand when you film it yourself and send it in, but when they're like, no, we want to see it on the most
Dude, I
awkward
prefer
platform
it.
of all time.
I prefer it.
Yeah?
The filming and editing yourself.
Oh, I see. You can
Such an
nitpick
annoying
it.
process. And they're gonna say no anyway. They're like looking for a look, not how
Mhm.
well can you edit your own self tapes. I fancy myself a capable actor.
I never asked you. How did things pan out with that? I don't know what
The
to
short
call it.
film?
The short film. Yeah.
Have I not shown it to you? I showed it to Kev. I feel
You
like.
showed
Yeah.
it to me, but like, did the guy get the grant or like what ended up happening?
I don't
there?
know, but I just got
been
an
in
email
contact?
recently getting an acting credit for it on some like IMDb like website.
Are you on IMDb?
I don't think I'm on IMDb, but I'm on slate.com or whatever that is.
What's Slate?
He won some awards in smaller festivals. He didn't pick up anything in the major festivals, I don't believe, but I think also with COVID, maybe I don't know what happened, but so far, like his original idea was if it wins some stuff, get some funding, and then make the full movie, and I get to play that character in the full movie, whether he meant it or not, whether he recast. But I think he meant it, and that hasn't happened yet. So I think he's still grinding it out. Who knows? I don't think I'm on IMDb.
No.
I've only been in 2 things: commercial for Bud Light and a short film.
Yeah, you gotta add a little bit more on the resume.
But yeah, anyway, this virtual audition, it was like they basically just want to see you eating wings and beer. So like, bring your drink of choice and food that resembles wings. I had wings and I had beer, and I borrowed your jersey, Kevin's jersey, and set up in the living room. Borrowed Rob's AirPods, whatever.
AirPods, yeah.
And just ripped a quick audition and drank the beer with the audition. And so basically the audition went well. I think it went well enough.
Yeah, it sounded good. I was trying to visualize how you're dancing.
Yeah,
But-
yeah, and you had to dance. It was like fucking you're celebrating and then you're dancing. Weird, but I have no discomfort with doing that.
It seems to me, does it actually matter if you had the wings or you had the beer, you had the jersey, you had the props they said? It seems like every time you go into these things, they already know what they want.
They know what they want.
And it's more relates to like the look of the person and the personality and such.
Right, which
and
is
like,
why I don't
you
care.
could bring out all the props that you need and it still wouldn't up
Yeah.
your chances.
It's the reason why, like Kev, you were like, why don't you get like nervous for these the same way you get nervous for like sales calls? Or I'm like, really thinking it doesn't fucking matter. I know that I can. Like I can,
it's not like a little thing will make or break it.
yeah, it's not. It's pretty much nothing to do with my acting ability. Once you pass a certain threshold of acting ability, you can be in a fucking chicken wing commercial. You know what I'm saying? This isn't the Titanic 2. You know, I'm not fucking Michael B. Jordan going for whatever he goes for. Daniel Day-Lewis.
Mhm.
You know, it's a chicken wing commercial. Not to chirp because I'd love to get it. I'm just saying there's a certain threshold, but really beyond which they're looking for looks. And so I don't get stressed really at all. Yes, though, it makes a difference because if you can put on the stuff and you can help them visualize you in that role, that's pretty much all you can do beyond meeting that kind of minimum threshold. But I'll tell you what, right away, acting it out, I feel comfortable. Start doing the dance. She's like, all right, the hoop goes in, celebrate, like dance. Earpods fly out of both ears. Your ears are not the same size as mine. They fly out both of them. Not even just one.
Were they too big or too small?
Whatever makes them fly out. Maybe, I don't know. Whatever makes them fly out.
Yeah, it could be either way.
It could be either way. If they're too
Yeah.
big, they don't go in all the way.
Did you like push them in so that
Dude.
like they were like?
Yeah, and I even tilted them to be in that little crack
Yeah.
of the ear. so they fit like.
Yeah, some people they fit differently too, right? You see people's like sticking out kind of odd sometimes. It's like people's ear canals are all.
Yeah, I guess we don't have similar ear canals.
Mm.
Anyway, so that was like the only really hiccup with that. Get through the audition. I go upstairs to return Kevin's jersey. I'm just wearing the jersey with no shirt underneath. I knock on his door, and Kevin hits me with he's like tapping his ear.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's like, oh, no. You know what I mean? I think he's on a call. He is on a call, but it's a video call.
Yeah.
I think he's just on a call. So I go, no worries. And I walk in behind him and I'm quiet.
Yeah.
And I take the jersey off. I bend over and I'm folding up the jersey on his bed right behind him. He doesn't even have his Zoom conference up. You were looking at notes or something? What were you doing?
Yeah, it was the perfect moment where the meeting was ending and I was just writing something down and like I was trying to pay attention to what they were saying. So that's right when you came in. I was like, oh, like I could have spoken loud. I was on mute, but I don't know why.
You just said, I'm on
video.
Oh, Trav, I'm on video call. Just come back in a bit.
But I was just like,
oh.
My brain was like preoccupied. So I was like, oh, yeah, hey.
So anyway, there's a recorded official Zoom conference call at his company where I walk behind Kev, take my shirt off, and bend over. And I feel like a fucking idiot.
At least you have your dong out or something.
It was great too. The blonde hair and like the sun was just right. It looks like he just looks like a beautiful boy.
It was
me.
one piece of clothing away from looking like he was about to have gay sex. Like,
Not a stay-at-home dad.
No.
It's funny too because I never thought I'd be one of those people to have a weird Zoom call situation. I'm like I know what to do.
You know what to do. You'll never like leave the camera on. Yeah, I know. But
we don't use videos.
And that's why I thought it was random. Like a lot of companies just will do like.
Yeah, we're a small team, so everyone just does video on most of the time.
I'd be curious, to be honest.
What these people look like.
Yeah, just to like put a couple names to faces, but I also don't really care.
Yeah, it's nice. You don't have to dress up.
Yeah, I'm happy just the way things are.
Maybe it's because it's tech though too. Is like maybe some offices like people feel the need to look nice, but here it's like most people like look exactly like I look right now, like hat on.
We used to bartend in tech offices. There was like,
what
the fuck you
aren't
want?
Tech offices? Don't tech people wear like hoodies over collared shirts,
jeans?
Yeah, they just put whatever you want. So maybe it's just no pressure to like look a certain way. So just keep the video on.
You were saying there's no pressure. Yeah,
it's funny we got on this tangent. I was saying how like I took a nap. And we just ripped down this thing. I took a nap today because I had a beer at 11 a.m. A tall boy, and that'll throw you. You just have a.
Wait, you had two?
No.
Oh, it was a beer and it was a tall boy.
It was a beer. It was a tall boy.
Yeah.
The prop beers, they'll get you.
The prop beers will get you, but otherwise, I've been grinding. I'll do so for the podcast. I have a bunch of ideas I want to do. I want to do a day in the life. Now that I'm like grinding like this like. Kind of whack lifestyle, and I want to do a house tour once we got it all like set up. But anyway, for now, we'll just say we're all kind of getting up early. We're all kind of working out, kind of a fitness house in the morning. I think we all did a workout this morning, and then Robbie and Kevin, they got jobs now. They got jobs, but so like elevator pitch. What are you guys doing?
I am processing policies during a busy time of the season for RSPs, TFSAs, those. Yeah.
Like insurance policies?
Yeah, like insurance policies. Yeah.
So you can put policies in your.
Well, and mainly, so they hire on a bunch of people around this time because it's like busy RSP season because it's like. It's the last little bit that you can add money to your account before it switches over to the new year or something like that. Anyways, I'm processing advisors' policies and putting them in it. There's like quite an intricate system.
Yeah, it looks like the Matrix. That little system you use.
Honestly, yeah. You know what? I was kind of surprised too because I was asking my dad about this too because when we first like pulled up the system to go through it, I was like, looks like Bill Gates like like Windows 98 like
Is it like a
invented
black
this.
and green
It's
screen?
it's black and green. I was like, this is so
There's a
retro.
terminal?
It's like what they haven't like figured this out. And then my dad's like, it's because it's so big and like has so much data and stuff, and it's hard to just like flip the switch overnight to change it all over. So anyways,
So like fucking 38 years later.
yeah, they're
takes that
using this
long.
crazy like.
Well, that's what you see at banks. You know, they have that tiny computer in the back, and they run certain things on just old tech because they don't want to update it because of security.
Mm-hmm.
So there's like, we'll just keep using this
Mm-hmm.
command line.
Whatever works.
But yeah, it's all right. I don't know. Honestly, 9 to 12, 1 to 4, decent hours, and make a bit of money.
Yeah.
Full time world. It's treating me all right so far.
Coward. Anyway. No, I'm kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just jealous. And then what are you doing, Kev?
I work for a tech company doing QA, so quality assurance, and like testing.
The guy works for a tech company for 1 week, and he's all acronyms.
QA, you know,
I saw your voice chat up there. You're like, yo, should I do the CCD? What about the like UIO?
Should I put
Should I be
deploy
exporting
prod?
the PPLs?
Yeah, they're all with the fucking acronyms there. But yeah, it's a tech company that essentially is software that runs the underlying software of a social networking website that revolves around people collaborating on projects and like engineering type work. Like one website's geared toward engineers, one's geared towards sort of the layman like maker kind of community, and there's also like STEM, like science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. STEM educators using the platform for like online science fairs and stuff. So it's like this whole week we've been working on something like for a release on that. So it's kind of like the software that runs that sort of stuff.
Yeah, like I'm still a little confused. Even you've explained it to me. Maybe this is the fourth time.
I know, I've been practicing this too. It's like I'm whittling it down.
And like I could, if someone asked me what you did, I would say he does quality assurance for a tech.
Yeah, I would say that
For a
too.
tech company.
Well, that's the confusing part. Is it's a website, but it's like it's 5 websites. So it's like, but it's all the same back end and like same front. Like it's the same software that runs 5 websites,
Sounds
and they're all a
expensive.
little different.
They pick you up.
No, I know. And you know what? I'll tell you what. We don't really need to understand it quite yet.
That's how you know I make the big bucks.
Yeah,
Can't even explain it.
The thing is like you're both like working during the day, and I'm still entrepreneurial. So like I actually feel like odd man out. Before we were all just kind of like doing either odd jobs and then like chilling around the house, and like it felt really normal. Now like when I have a beer at 11 and you guys are like up there with your little headsets, your little nerd goggles on, I kind of feel weird. But I'm like, oh shit, I hope that addition wasn't too loud. And then I walk in and take my shirt off in front of your whole Zoom conference. But yeah, so they fuck off.
Better pause.
No, my email.
Oh,
My email does this.
Weird.
it's an aggressive email.
It's so aggressive. If anyone else has a Mac, when they're watching like Netflix or doing anything, like does your email just aggressively take
Yeah.
over? Yours does it too?
Yeah, mine does it too.
Anyway, so okay, the whole thing about moving out, and if you've been listening at all to Too Many Jams, is Travie Boy hit a bit of a crisis. I think it's safe to say you guys were in your crises of your own in COVID,
Sure, yeah.
whatever.
Just a continued, it's a 2-year-long crisis that like it was really exacerbated by COVID.
Yeah, we had like a bit of an upsy downsy year in our old house, some booms and busts, but mostly not achieving our long-term goals. And luckily, COVID came along to send me to rock bottom, or else I don't think I would have picked up. I was so sure-minded that I don't think I would have picked up on my errors without completely losing every ounce of motivation and then having to rebuild from square one. But anyway, yeah, we've been trying to move out for the better part of a year from that place. And because they were demolishing it, and also we wanted to move into something a little bit nicer. This place kind of came along, but we almost didn't jump on it. Rob wanted to take a different path. He didn't feel comfortable with the money. I didn't feel comfortable about living at home. Like we just had different like ways of coping with the scenario. And then Kevin was just down for fucking either. He just he's like, just tell me what the fuck you guys are doing so I can make plans. We ended up coming around and grabbing the place. Robbie and Kevin got jobs. And I was like, basically, I doubled down. I said, I'm going to go try to be entrepreneur again, but do it right for the first time in my life. Like from like an actual place of sales and process and like actually grinding, and try to become just successful for once at any entrepreneurial endeavor. And I mean successful in a way, I'd say probably financial independence, because I've been successful, like air quotes, like in other measures. But for me, like successful is like I can pay my crazy rent. I can pay my car bills, my phone bills. I can pay for music stuff. I can feel comfortable on an entrepreneurial dime. And it's been a bit of a slow start. So I sent a few safety nets out there, and I'm going to apply for like a bunch of related jobs just in case, because my rent is scary. And I just need a little bit of a safety net, but we'll see.
Also, they haven't asked us for anything for rent yet, so you could be safe for a month or two.
Yeah, they haven't we haven't set up it's weird. It's kind of weird that they haven't got checks from us, or
yeah, I don't know. What
they're checking
expecting.
our furnace tomorrow. I got that email, but
saw that too. I thought that was another noise complaint.
Thought it was a noise
I
complaint.
know, same.
I was like, not
Jesus
again. Who
Christ.
was it?
Was it when I fixed my bed, the slats?
It's been a decent amount of noise, but I think it was just like music has this like kind of outrageous like fuck you factor to it.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's like if someone's doing construction or whatever, you're like, they're probably doing something they have to do. But if you're just hearing like that muffled like bass, like and you like hear that for the wall for like 30 minutes, there's some like
This fucking asshole.
yeah, like even when I hear like anyone having fun through the walls, you get angry.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like if I hear like you in your room, like maybe you're taking like a little break, playing some music, like do whatever. Irrationally, you feel like a bit like, and you're working or you're like doing something, you're irrationally like, the fuck. But then your rational sense is like, obviously, like, it's okay. You put your headphones on or whatever. And I think that's like a bit of the reason we got that first noise complaint.
For sure, yeah. And this place actually has a megaphone. Like it's weird just how amplified everything gets.
Yeah, it's weird. It's just tall, and there's just like that 4-story staircase right up there where sound just like you crack something and you crack a beer in the kitchen, it shoots up the stairwell. It comes out like the way my stairwell in my room works. It's like a trombone opening. You know what I mean? It's just like it goes narrow to big room, and I'm like, Robbie just opened a fucking beer. You know what I mean?
Yeah, in my room, I can never tell if you're downstairs or upstairs.
I can't tell if you're in my room or not.
Yeah, I can't tell if you're downstairs. Yeah.
In my room?
If you're out,
Or
if you're outside my door, even if it's shut, if you guys are talking in that hallway, it sounds like you're in my stairwell.
Mm.
Like I'm like, are they in my room? Is my door shut? And anyway, but it's one of those things where I think it's literally just the stairwell and the doors. The floor is good. The walls are good.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is good. I think it's literally the stairwells and the doors. So the doors are made of literal paper. I think those are like the lightest doors I've ever experienced.
Mm-hmm.
So when we do end up building out the studio, if it comes to it, I'll probably just put a pad or like a door curtain, and it would just nullify the door completely. Because I think the walls, like the floor, are good when we hang the rest of the stuff. But yeah, we got a lot of big plans in this place, and I do feel like a completely different person like in just 2 years, then moving into Raglan. Unrecognizable
Mm-hmm.
personally. I don't know how you guys are feeling.
I feel happier here.
Definitely, yeah, definitely happy. It's weird. Like I always just because we always have these plans, and they kind of like. Cause I've had a few of them where it's just like, oh yeah, this is a fresh start and do this thing. And they kind of like things like don't work out exactly. But this one, like I don't know, I'm not sure if it's too early to call, but just the way things have lined up and just the setup and everything, I'm like, wow, this is. I was at a certain point early on, I was kind of even nervous. I was so happy. I was like so pleased with the setup and everything. I was like, it's got to be a catch. Like, what's the catch? I was just like waiting for the ball to drop.
The noise complaint was the catch for me.
Oh yeah.
I came in with pure excitement too. The noise complaint brought me. But that's the thing is, luckily we had that little time period before we moved in where I was living at home, which I don't like. Like I love my parents. I love home is a comfortable place, but for being a 28-year-old and feeling like a man and feeling like an entrepreneur and feeling good about myself, living at home does not make me feel any of those things. So I had to spend 2.5 months basically working from a different place than motivation. And that's where I was starting to develop this like this different energy source, like discipline, just process, just forgetting about all those factors. But that's not to say that I don't still feel the motivation of this place. I don't still feel the motivation of my debt, the motivation that I want things in life, but it wasn't my foundation. So when I moved in, I was feeling like all that motivation coming. The noise complaint wiped it out. I was like, paper walls, we made a mistake. Like this place was a risk. And I was like, if we have paper walls, we rolled the dice and we fucked up. Do you know what I'm saying? So it brought me right back down to zero, as if I'm sitting in my parents' basement. And then I was like, this is basically like my whole mentality now is I was like, good. It's like good. It's got to be a challenge. Everything's got to be a challenge. That's how you know you're doing things right. And that's when I got to work on soundproofing and researching, and I was like, I'll make it work. I will make it work. It's not a risk. You know what I mean? It's just work. When you make a mistake, I realize mistakes just mean more work, and work is good. And that's the difference between people that succeed and don't succeed, is you do that work. You know? Because if it was just easy, fucking everyone would be rocking out in dope home studios.
That has been the biggest. Like, it's funny. I'm really glad you had this obsessive, or like the way you analyzed or read that War of Art book and like kind of like conclusions you made. Like I never made those jumps or kind of like analyze it that way, because you were so in a place of like all these things came together. So and then talking to you about it, I'm like, wow, I never thought of it that way. Like, even though the whole book is kind of about that. The way you just regurgitate it in terms of like, oh, when you're doing things based on when you're motivated, or based on like if you're like you want to do things, that gets you so far. But then if you're doing things because you said you're gonna do them and you just push through and you have discipline, that's when you actually like get where you want to get, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So even like this place, like now I have the job that's kind of like figured out, but then there's still goals I have outside of the job. Even the job itself is like not exactly where I want to be. So it's like, okay, I'm motivated to do a good job. That's fine. But then it's the discipline of, oh, now I need to spend an extra couple hours on top of the job to get to somewhere else, kind of thing. So that's where it's easy to talk myself out of it, because I'm like, oh, well, it's been a long day and I'm tired. But it's like you just line up what you're going to do and you just do it, regardless of if you want to do it or not. Kind of.
Yeah. And well, like we'll see, man. Like my biggest worry for you guys was that I was in that place where I could handle, like with this. So my thought process is for you guys is, it's great that you have jobs, because it does take care of like just that kind of necessity, which is scary. And but from the way I understand, because I've had such a range of jobs, I do feel like I've had entrepreneurial jobs, I've had office jobs, I've had sales jobs, I've had marketing jobs, I've just had like fucking every job. I did remember what it felt like to have a 9 to 5, to commute, And from what I remember is it's just as hard to be an extraordinary person, whether you make your money with the office job or you make your money with entrepreneurship. They're both a grind. So if you couldn't hack it working for yourself, it doesn't just mean you're going to get a job and become this extraordinary person. It just means that the core areas are going to be dictated to you. So you don't have to have discipline.
Mm.
Everyone's got motivation to not get fired, to keep their job. So realistically, and I many jobs I didn't like, I still was only motivated to not do a bad job and not get fired. So you show up when you need to show up, you do the work you need to do, but it's very hard to be an extraordinary person above and beyond that. And I was worried that I might be in a place of discipline and a place of understanding this, but you guys might still be if coming from a place of motivation and just like conflating, getting up and doing your job as discipline, conflating a lot of these things. But then I thought about it more, and I don't think it matters, really. I don't think it matters. I think whether or not you're at the same understanding as me, or you're at the motivation stage, or anywhere in between, as long as you're moving in that direction, you'll hit the same milestones. And also you could be already at, like, I think you need a blend of discipline and motivation. You guys might already be at some level where I'm like bouncing between extremes, and you guys might just be like slowly kind of like working through like a more balanced middle. Like, I don't know is what I'm trying to say. So I had some worries that these jobs would, like, you would work long hours and then fuck off the rest of your day and not be that person that you tell me you want to be, like with DJing, with freelance work, with, you'd still face the same existential challenges as you did at Raglan,
Mm-hmm.
where you also had the burden of making money. And like, now that that's taken care of, I was worried that you would still have the same existential issues of, Rob, like, are you going to feel the fire to do X or Y after work? Or are you still going to, does that make sense? Like, I had those kind of worries. But I think I trust you guys a bit more now. I used to be like, kind of like doubtful, but even of myself, it was like kind of like self-doubt pushing out. And I'm just like, I don't know. I just see you guys like doing real well. And
It's funny because I do see what you're saying about the, like, you have to do things so you do it. So it's not really discipline. It's kind of like you're like motivated just to like do well for a boss or someone who's telling, like, who's someone who's in control of paying you money essentially. But for me, it's this being in this pattern of behavior is kind of, I can already see, I don't know, even just I would avoid doing certain things because I was already just in this weird kind of funk. So even just yesterday I worked long, and then I went to the grocery store and made some, or just like the things that I would consider work now it's like, oh, this is fun. Like, it's a nice break from working. I get to go to the grocery store and make some food. It's just kind of like things are the weird, different mentality of like additional work. So now, like, the things that maybe I would put off because I was, I don't know, like, even like, learning something new, something else. It's like, oh, well, that sounds excellent because it's a break from something else I was doing. So I don't know. I think it is just like positive in terms of the right kind of habits and that habit forming, that sort of thing.
Are you feeling the same, Rob?
Yeah, I'm feeling like, honestly, I feel like working full time right now is like, it's honestly, it's, I don't know, and I know I haven't gotten to like the full like swing of it. It's only been a little bit, but like, it's pretty. I was thinking about this today. I was like, it's been kind of easy. I've never looked at thinking, oh, like full time work, like that's gonna be hard for me. Like, it's honestly, it's been easy to like do those hours, and I was like thinking to myself, honestly, like I got way more to give than outside of these hours, and like honestly, all it's done is just like provided me a bit more comfort in money making and just a bit of discipline throughout the day of doing something. And I don't know, like I'm not finding it that difficult outside of the hours to break things up. So I don't know. I'm like fairly happy with it so far.
Yeah, and I mean it's only been a week.
It's only been a week. Yeah, I mean I could say something different in like a month. But...
Yeah, and I'm just saying those are my concerns.
Mm-hmm.
I was concerned that because I didn't want Raglan to happen again. We came in with all the promise of new mentalities and all the same shit like 2 years ago, and I don't know. I really feel like I crossed this like peak, this where I saw like a whole different thing, and like you guys can probably see that I'm going about work like completely different. I'm going about life completely different. I'm just chipping away at things. I'm doing things with repetition, not really focusing on perfectionism. But as I said, it's only been a week, and you can see a lot of the old me is still wrapped in there. Like a lot of old habits and kind of ways of looking at things, and it's really hard to catch sometimes, but slowly over time I'm hoping to chip away at it. And I'm thinking, that's what I'm saying, is I'm thinking you guys will too. And before, with my perfectionism mentality, those worries about you guys, I'd want to see everything all at once from you guys as well, the same way I'd want it for myself. Like big change, massive improvement, total perspective change, like all at once. But the new mentality has allowed me to like just like step back from you guys and just focus on me chipping away at little things and just watching you guys, like you said, just slowly improve week after week. And like we'll see where that goes. And I feel great that you guys feel better with that comfort of a job. I don't know why I'm so opposed. I don't know what it is that makes me so squirmish about jobs. Maybe it's like the vision I have of myself, at least at this moment, is entrepreneur. I paint a picture, and I just see entrepreneur as like the core of my money making. It makes me feel good. And the fact that I haven't been able to become financially stable as an entrepreneur yet is like something that I almost need to tackle. You know, the fact that I've been trying to be an entrepreneur basically since I graduated 7 years ago. I don't remember when I graduated, 5 years ago. And I haven't been able to actually sit down and go, I am an entrepreneur, meaning my bills are paid based on money I make solely from my businesses, is like, I got to tackle that. And I think I can. I really do. I think I can. And I think you guys can also figure out how to work your more structured jobs and then become extraordinary people on the outside, especially without the pressures of like perfectionism and judgment, and our co-projects no longer, like the fact that we're so divided on everything else except music. I think we're making good choices so far, and look where we're at. And I'm legit happy.
Mm-hmm. I'm happy. Yeah.
Let's end it fun.
Yeah.
Let's have a little fun. In the last little bit here. So I want to see if you guys are in line with your career. I did a career test earlier today, and I'll tell you what I got to see if this is kind of crazy, because my top job, let's see what it says here, was jeweler.
Oh,
isn't that whack?
Wow. Okay.
I happen to own one jewelry company, or I own one jewelry company and a part of another. So yeah, my main job, 90 was a match here. 94% match, jeweler, upholsterer, 79% match, and then acoustical engineer, 79% match. The fact that I'm doing like engineering and producing as a hobby, and I have jewelry businesses, I thought was kind of whack. How would you guess that?
yeah.
And like you'll see, I'm going to go through this test live on air. It's not really it's like a picture book of jobs. So who wants to go first here?
I'll go.
Okay. So the way this works, anyone listening, it's 123test.com, literally like a preschool looking career test, 15 questions. You see 4 pictures. Out of the 4 pictures, you have to choose one that you like and one that you don't like, and then you leave the other 2. And it's kind of tough because sometimes you don't really feel like you strongly like or strongly dislike, but just like rip through as quick as you can.
Here, should I do it at the same time?
Do it at the same time on your phone. Maybe pull up 123test, and then we'll do it together because it's the same test. It's the same kind of cubes, and maybe I can narrate it as we go. So like for the listeners, the test is we're looking at like it's 4 cubes. One says going to the office. One says research job. One says construction and engineering, and one says creative photography. Of those 4 cubes, you pick one that you like and one that you dislike, and then you leave the other 2, and then you go through like 15 different sections of that, and then it figures out what you are. Kevin, let me know when you're locked and loaded.
I'm sorry.
Okay. So Rob, going to the office, research job, construction, engineering, creative photography. Which one are you checking? Which one are you Xing?
I'd say Xing going to the office. Photography.
Checking photography?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
And then just keep doing the same here. I'll read it aloud, but you tell me what it is. So auctioneer, teacher, mechanic, chemist.
I'd say
The first thing comes to mind.
teacher, no. Mechanic, yes.
There's some that are going to make you look like an asshole. It's going to be like caring for the elderly. And then I'm like hitting hard no's on those. Anyway, monitor and record, sell and convince, design and paint, help and care.
Design and paint, yes. Help and care, no.
Yeah. See, that's what I mean. Like I'm like no to everything. Social worker, administrator, firefighter, manager.
Manager, yes. Social worker, no.
Yeah. Who clicks? Yeah.
I picked firefighter for that one.
Jewelry creation. Maybe I click that and they're like, you're a jeweler. Jewelry creation, guide children, take notes, medical diagnostics.
Take notes, no. And jewelry creation, yes.
Wow, it's going to spit out fucking the same for you. Sketch and design, mobile mechanic, business manager, help the disabled.
Sketch and design, yes.
Okay, let me guess.
Just fill that one in.
No, you don't want to help the disabled. Okay. Study, styling and decorating, fix it, close business deals.
Say styling and decorating, yeah. And
Let me guess.
study.
I feel like I could do this for you. Social counselor, molecular scientist, veterinarian, accountant.
Say accountant, no. And veterinarian, yeah.
Whoa, swerve.
I don't know.
Chairman,
Yeah.
administration, gain knowledge, or landscape architecture.
Whoa. Okay.
It starts to get tough now. Like landscape architecture, like a landscaper?
Yeah, I'm an architect.
Yeah. Like
yeah, chairman.
like you just get to be the chairman of a company. Like that's a great career. But it's like
Yeah.
hard to just go right into that, you know? You're gonna have to
Yeah.
work up the old ladder.
Maybe like gain knowledge.
Whoa.
Yes.
You're a learner. Okay.
And
What's the no?
admin, no.
You don't want to be a secretary? Dental technician, host,
Yeah.
draw, or information clerk. Who's like, I want to be an information clerk at like the DMV or like, you know what I mean? Like I want to work for Service Ontario.
Yeah, that's a no for me.
And
And
well,
then,
like, or but like more than dental technician and host.
well, what are you hosting?
I don't know. Okay,
I'd host. Yeah. Host, yeah.
Host over draw?
Well, I'm not much of a, I don't mind drawing.
Yeah, you got to
sure.
go right off the tip.
I'm more, yeah.
Controller, this would be like, controlling aircrafts or boats or trains or like systems. Stockbroker, engineer, or data analyst.
Okay, so data analyst. No.
That's what you are. No, I'm just kidding. And then what?
And probably be an engineer.
Okay. Tough program engineering.
Yeah.
Science, tools, medical support, or arts and drama?
Arts and drama, yeah.
Yeah.
And medical, nah.
Nah. Not a medical guy. Logical reasoning,
Yeah.
sorting and organizing, to teach and explain, or to give directions. Can I guess yours? Think of your answers first before I guess.
Okay.
Let me know when they're locked. Don't tell me.
Okay. Locked.
I think you're sorting and organizing, yes.
Yeah.
I think you're to teach and explain, no.
No, I was thinking more logical reasoning.
See, I was going to say that first,
I don't mind teaching and
but
explaining.
I thought that was like insulting.
Honestly, I was considering teaching and explaining.
Because I was going to say, off the top of my head,
Yeah.
hard no for logical reasoning. I'm all logical reasoning.
Yeah.
But I thought that was insulting, so I changed
No,
my
it's all
answer.
right, but I appreciate it.
Elderly care, it's not insulting. Some people think
Yeah.
logistics, some people think in a different way. Elderly care, real estate agent, problem solving, or fashion designer.
Fashion, yeah.
Yeah?
Elderly, nah.
Okay, last one. Electronics, creative writing, salesperson, or archiving. What job is that?
I go creative writing
Yeah.
and archiving, nah.
Nah. Okay. We had a lot of similar ones. Okay. I'm gonna then ask for like the results of this test suiting or occupation suiting suggested like education levels. I just click select all. You are a man. Your age is 27.
Yeah.
And you are from Angola, Canada. And your education level, primary school?
Other.
University. Okay. I'm guessing, Kev, you already have yours done.
Yes.
Okay, Kev, what is your take me through your personality kind of breakdown? Your personality type.
Yeah. I'm autistic.
30% autistic?
I prefer artistic the most, followed by realistic and investigative.
Ooh, investigative.
My 6-letter personality type is ARISEC.
AREISC?
ARISEC.
Ooh, okay, Rob's is slightly different.
Hey.
Okay. What is your top job? Yo, I can't wait to read Rob's.
Yo, street artist.
What? Rob's is,
Yo.
that's Rob's top one too.
Banksy.
Street artist. Create art in public locations. Wow. Okay, you're both street artists.
Then I'm an illustrator.
Same with Rob's second one.
I think me saying the answers out loud.
And then I'm a artistic painter.
Rob got the same one.
That seems that's like redundant. You're an artistic painter.
Yeah.
Or maybe instead of a painter.
Are you a sculptor next?
Yep.
Glass artist.
Then I'm a glass artist.
Cartoonist.
A cartoonist.
Photographer.
Yes.
Dancer.
Yes.
Industrial design.
Oh no, that's when I'm a stop motion animator.
Oh, what?
What about, are you a musician?
No, Rob got musician.
I'm not a musician.
81% match.
Oh, I'm down the line. I'm a musician.
These are all high match jobs. And it does say, what does it say? It says that this is a total of 20 occupations that are suggested based on their score. It's just like matching, but these are all like high match jobs, which like we're making fun of it, but like in these top 20 are all our jobs.
No, mine's not here.
Oh, you don't have
There's no dev on here.
Client service specialist in the insurance industry isn't it on there?
Yeah, I guess your day jobs are. You know what? I'm living according to this. It nailed my top.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Impressive.
Thought that's so.
Yeah, I did one of
jokes.
these before, but it was much more specific. And one of the options that said I would be good at was a stonemason.
You might be actually. I can see you really.
It was web design and stonemason.
You know what? Yeah, like I picked a short one because I wanted to do it on the air.
Mm-hmm.
That was like 5 minutes.
Yeah. You can get way more in depth.
That was just kind of jokes. We'll again, this will be kind of a different podcast, Almost Famous. I'm hoping to make it more content, less like figuring life out. Just kind of shoot more.
We figured it out.
Yeah. It's called Life is a Grind. If you want to get something, you got to work really hard for it.
That's
It's called
secret.
spend more money.
Take risks, spend money, and tomorrow when this airs, like probably in the morning, does the president switch over?
Yeah.
And it's Kevin's birthday
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
on the same day.
Big day.
Two momentous.
Kev, we sending tomorrow?
We gotta send it.
Yeah, and like I mean, like, we can combine it with either celebration if you're pro Biden, or mourning if you're pro Trump, like Rob is hardcore. Look at his hat. He's wearing a red hat.
I was reading also, New Radicals are getting back together for the first time in 20 years. You know, the band that sings fuck, why?
what an idiot, Kevin. What an idiot.
They sing You Get What You Give.
I know the name, the New Radicals.
Wake up, kids, you got the dreamer's disease.
I like cheese, especially the cream. My toast and bagels
laugh till we
toasted.
cry.
Yeah, I know that one.
Yeah, anyways, they're performing for Biden.
So I can't wait.
For me to be 32?
Yeah.
Yeah. Me too.
That's
Hey,
so
no, this is my
exciting.
logic. I turned 30 in Cabo. Doesn't count. 31 counted, but that was kind of my 30th birthday.
We
But
had
it
a
was
big shaker for
COVID,
that.
so I'm still 30.
Wait,
And I'm turning
your
30.
31st wasn't in COVID? Didn't we have a shaker for it? It was
Yeah, but it was like
pre-COVID.
right before. But then my whole 31st year was COVID, so that doesn't count.
Yeah, and to be honest, I'm treating my 28th year as the same as well. It's a total
It's a
do-over.
do-over.
I'm turning 28 again in
Yeah.
July.
I'm turning 30.
Cool. You can be 30 the rest of your life, man.
Yeah.
I see some jacked 70-year-olds where from the neck down, they look like they're still 30. So technically, if you just lift heavy weights for the rest of your life, your body will never age.
Mm.
Just your face. Unavoidable. Nothing you could do about that.
Yeah.
So we'll wrap that up. You know what? It's like, is it still see you next Tuesday? Like, what am I doing? I can do whatever I want. Thanks for coming on, guys. I appreciate,
No problem.
you coming on Almost Famous. It's a show about finding your dreams and following them. We're almost there. Rock and roll. See you next Tuesday.
Adios.
Later.
'Cause I'm just a man, and I'm just a boy, holding mama's hand, and I'm reaching out for joy. 'Cause I'm just a man, and I'm just a boy, holding mama's hand, and I'm reaching out for joy.